Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 142. Thank you guys for the 611 squats. My ass thanks you too. Be walking around like a cheap hooker tomorrow, something like that. Either way, did I just say that? I did. But anyway, I will be walking around. Anyway, here's the thing: is I originally was going to do something on lateral epicondylopathies, but after doing this, I figured squat recovery was more than adequate. Legs feel like jello. This is the data that I collected for you guys post squat after 611 squats of your guys' love. The things that bothered me the most, right? It was really my quads, right? My quads were the first things that were on fire the most. And then it was my low back. So it was quads, low back was number one, number two. Glutes and like upper hamstring was number three, right? And here's the thing is when I give you guys a whole bunch of stuff to do as this like post recovery, half you guys don't do any of it. So I'm gonna give you 3 key points what I would do after doing this. I mean, this is exactly what I did as soon as I started to try to recover just because I couldn't walk. So here's what it looked like. First things first, we get on our roller and all we're gonna do is spend some time doing some good broad strokes, all right, onto our quads. And I literally just spent enough time here until I could kind of like feel the teardrop portion of my quad. That's the vastus medialis oblique, right? That inside portion of my quad until it started to calm down. Once it did, I moved over and I got the low back. And all I tried to do really here was emphasize a little bit of rotation into it because my back was so fired up. I'll show you from the other side. So although I'm doing like that regular rolling just like such, I'm inducing rotation because that's going to really enhance the amount of QL, quadratus lumborum, that I'm going to get, the stretch that I'm going to get with that. Can't forget about the glutes because that's our big squatter, right? So all I did here was get that leg going crossed, stretch out that posterior hip complex, and really get in there. On both sides. You're gonna notice, once you get done doing this, for me it's my right side. My right side's a lot harder to get into than my left. And you're gonna notice that because there's gonna be asymmetries in your squat. Once I spent 2-4 minutes doing each one of those, collected about 5 minutes to be totally honest, collected about 5 minutes on the quads, low back, and the glutes. Got 3 stretches, or 2 stretches really, 2 mobilizations. Went right to the box. Got onto the box stretch, where I just got to here, and all I was trying to do, 2 parts. Try to push my butt back to my heel, keep my back nice and flat, okay? Each little contract, relax. 5 seconds pushing away. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 8 seconds to 10 seconds as the stretch, as the mobility. If I can, I'm gonna get up. I'm going to get my hands onto my knee. Still do the same exact thing. When I get my hands up onto my knee, the stretch changes from me to contracting my right glute, whichever one is down, in this case my right, really driving my pelvis towards the ground. I'm going to hold that contraction for about 5 seconds and then relax for about 8 to 10. The lumbar stretch, right, the QL stretch, I stayed right on the ground. I got here, but again, just like when I was rolling, I introduced rotation, right? So I'm gonna do that lateral flexion. I'm gonna get my elbow on the inside, and I'm gonna reach for the ceiling. You'll notice that this is one that I'm not good at. A lot of times I show a lot of mobilities that I'm good at. This one I stink at. This is one that I need to do a lot more often. So I get my elbow to the inside of my leg, parallel with my other leg, with the leg that's out, and I'm just gonna reach up and look up. And what you're gonna notice, it's really going to start to stretch the opposite side QL and lumbar erectors. Same thing to the other side. I try to get my elbow down, which I can't necessarily on this side, but that's fine. That shows the struggle. And I get up, and I really try to drive off the inside of my elbow to induce that rotation. Last thing after you get done doing squats, you can never go wrong with the box stretch. And you can see I'm even getting up, kind of quivering just a little bit. Big thing that everybody does wrong when getting the box stretch is they get into this really acute angle with the knee, right? What we want to do is we want to push that knee so it gets to a 90-degree angle. So we're going to push our hip over. That's our first and number one goal. To do that, a lot of times we have to bend the back of the leg like that. And if we do, our mobilization just turns into straightening that back leg, because that's going to induce all the pressure onto that hip. Okay? From the other side, looks like this. Get that out there, bend the knee. You can see that my freaking leg is still quivering from doing those squats, right? Get out there, get to 90, straighten. Hold for about 5 seconds, relax for about 8 to 10. 3 simple squats, or 3 simple post-recovery for your squats. 3 simple recovery mobs and muscle masses for your post 600 squats. You guys probably won't be doing 600, but the idea is once you fatigue out and doing air squats or something in the squatting realm, this is how we can recover. Guys, until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.